Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for the Cuckoo's Fiancee, or A Couple of Cuckoos, chapter 122. Well, when we last left our heroes, Nagi and Hiro had a late night chat, where they just sort of laid their feelings out plain, as both of them sort of acknowledged that, like, they're not even really sure the exact nature of their attraction to each other. It might be romantic, it might not be. Nagi has this weird, I might see you as a person or as a, like, I might like you as a person or as a rival kind of thing. And they're both like, we don't know, and so let's just let fate / the tests decide after Sachi breaks them up. And everyone sort of goes back to studying, getting ready for the big day coming soon, which is still just a little weird given the whole breaking destiny thing that is so central to Hiro's arc. But whatever, let's see where Yoshikawa is taking this. Let's dive right on into chapter 121. The day before the exam is where we open, with I talking to Erika. How about you properly rest up today? Getting only 3 hours of sleep a day is bad for you. And Erika just tells her, I'm actually feeling pretty okay. Besides, it's fun, which is very much a new feeling for Erika. She's sort of learning to relate to her fiancé and friend. But I just questions, what are you planning to do, Erika-chan? Huh? If you really like Nagi-chan, then you'd hate the idea of the two of them going out together. I guess I would. But even if I told him I didn't like it, there's nothing I could do about it. Which is like a fair point. Like, if Nagi chooses to date Hiro, that's sort of what happens. And it feels different to I. Because I had a similar thing she said to Nagi. But there, and this might just be me being biased, it very much felt like, she said all that as a way to, like, present herself as, like, the good one, when, in her mind, the relationship failed. Whereas Erika seems honest here. But anyway, I just tells her, you're very mature, Erika-chan. You think? Which, like, that fits them having different... Because, like, on paper, they seem to be having the same reaction here. But the fact that I points out that Erika's mature, in her words, is a sign that they're having different reactions. Anyway, Erika goes on, and that's why, at the very least, the only approach I've got is to take first place. I'm going to set the flags for my future my own way. I see. So no matter what it takes, I'm going to take first place. Indeed. Which, like, I commented earlier in the video about how this whole, leave it up to the tests, leave it up to destiny, feels kind of at odds to Nagi and Hiro's whole arc in the series. And so now, the way that Erika is pushing against destiny, I'm kind of curious if the narrative is pushing this idea that Erika actually will win, Anyway, our title here, 122nd foul. This is pretty embarrassing, isn't it? Maybe that's what Hiro and or Nagi says after Erika wins. I don't know. Our picture here is Sachi on the beach. Where does Nagi and Hiro's relationship go now? A heart-racing report card reveal, which, if this is going to be the chapter where we find out, there you go. Exam results day. We skip the test, head straight to the results. And the class is all talking to each other. What place did you get? You want to know? I mean, I didn't study this time. I heard the class average on the low side. It's just the midterms. Finals are the real deal. Yeah, though for Nagi, who we then focus on, this is the real deal right here. As he opens his exam results, and he sees it, and he freezes. We don't know what he's got. It might be second, with the reveal that it's not Hiro and first it's Erika. That's still my guess. Then he sits down, or stands up, shocking the Icarus gang, and then sits down again, and looks back at the now folded report card, and opens it again, shocked, just like jaw dropped. Now that he's had a moment to process whatever it was, and he turns to them, the Icarus gang, say, what place does it say right here? And they're almost angry with him. Uminoshi, is something the matter with you? I have nothing but disgust left for you. It says first place. So they're reading that as him bragging. And you should know this time, Seiko-san placed second. Okay. which makes the opening scene with Erika a little weird, given that that whole plot line seems to have ended up going nowhere. And I could even see Erika winning as a way to like reset the status quo. If she wins, then neither of them have won the bet. Though even Hiro winning resets the status quo. But this is the choice that upends the status quo. That says no, they now have to sort of deal with their feelings or come up with some excuse to go back to neutral, which we'll see if that ends up happening. But we see Hiro reading her report and like crumbling the paper. Ever since the rankings at our school have stagnated, I must say it has gotten rather boring, a certain someone aside, which might be Erika jumping up the ranks or it's Nagi's victory here. That means I can go out with Seigo-san! And Nagi stands up all of a sudden at his desk and just lets out a yeah! So he's over the moon here. He has his victory. Umino's screaming. The war cry of a winner is damn noisy. Yeah, they're all just tired of him winning. And then we cut to the roof later that day with him and Hiro. As Nagi asks, so does this mean we can go out now? And Hiro, despite the fact we know she sort of wanted this to happen, just pouts, frustrated. Yeah, it does. I guess. And Nagi sort of looks away. It's my first time, so forgive my ignorance. But is that the face you're supposed to make when you start dating someone? And Hiro realizes her rudeness. Sorry about that. It's just that I was still salty about losing. But Nagi does not care. He's over the moon. He's back to being over the moon for this girl. His feelings seemingly approved of by the universe. She's so cute. And Hiro then sort of continues, well, that's part of it too, and this is a bit more like a classic blush. It's embarrassing, And now Nagi's blushing, and he looks away, just over the moon for this girl. He really is into her. And Hiro just questions and then goes on, so now that we're officially going out together, what do you think we should do first? Which, that's a hell of a thing to say in a harem manga. We're officially going out together. We'll see, it's not a date, which is a good, I'm not quite sure, I think in the past it's sort of been more of a go on a date if you win, which is sort of weird given that, they've already been on dates. But that going out together establishes, what has changed here a lot more. But also, more importantly, it's just kind of anticlimactic, the way she's, framing that, which maybe is the point. The lead has gotten with one of the girls. We're officially going out together. And that's sort of happening now. Even Nagi is taken by surprise at that. And Hiro sits down and is just, yeah, why don't you sit down too? Nagi joins her on the bench. She's got a point, thinking to himself, what do we do? I have no idea. What do people normally do when they start dating? I don't even know what to talk about. And Hiro then tells him, how about this? We can start by changing what we call each other. Oh, that's going to be cute. Sounds like a plan. And he thinks, leave it to Seigo-san. So what do you want me to call you? Since Erika-chan's already calling you Nagi-kun, Nagi adds on, I guess we can't have any overlap, can we? And Hiro tells him, of course we can't. These are names for just the two of us only. And Nagi is, of course, over the moon. That feels so special. And then Hiro then throws in, and that's why Hiro-chan is a no-go too. And Nagi seemingly not even fucking consider that. Hiro-chan? What? I wonder if there's anything good. And she looks on her phone. What about this? And Nagi looks over. Nagi Poyo! And Nagi is just stunned. That doesn't sound like something you'd call someone that isn't family. But Hiro's just laughing. Nagi Poyo. It's nice. It's cute. And Nagi collects himself. Then Hiro Tasso. And I don't know if either of these suffixes are supposed to have any kind of very, very specialized meaning. But Hiro is just has this very straight-faced reaction to Hiro Tasso. And Nagi just, I guess let's not go with that one. And Hiro questions him, say it again, Hiro Tasso? And she just, like, blushes. She's actually... We have our... Here's our fucking money shot for the week, by the way. As she's just sort of a blushing mess at that, and then just laughs. Like, somehow, that's the name she likes. And Nagi is just stunned. That's it. That's all it takes for us to get this embarrassed, just saying each other's names. Get it together, man. That's like his internal monologue. And he looks back at Hiro, and Hiro just mutters, "This is pretty embarrassing, isn't it?" And Nagi looks away, and she's blushing even harder. This seems a little too strong for us right now, so for now, let's just go with the usual, Seigo-san. I guess we should, Nagi Poyo. So, you know, we see though, Hiro's a little embarrassed at first, but especially once Nagi eases up on the nickname for her, she gets right back on the teasing. Hiro loves to tease, and as soon as she sees that opening, she is right back on it. And then we cut to Erika, who looks at her test and is stunned to learn that she made 173rd of 243. Which maybe is, like, she was at the bottom of the class ranks at the beginning of the series, so it's not what she wanted by a large margin, but maybe there is some victory there? Or no! Not at all. But why? Why? Even though I worked so hard, my ranking actually went down compared to last time. Yeah, that just kind of sucks for her. But Asuma sees her. Well, this midterm was, you know, harder than usual. I mean, overall, the class average on the low side, too. But then she realizes something. Wait, but I'm first place in math. And that's kind of our cliffhanger. And the next week blurb does not really promise a follow-up there. Next week, Nagi and Hiro get all chummy and lovey-dovey. Okay. So, let's see where, like, you know, while I do find that this series, like, moves faster in its romance aspect than, like, I sort of expect from a harem manga, as I've been, like, watching reactions to the anime, I feel like that's a minority opinion. And maybe it's just because my sole harem manga experience is reading Nisekoi in high school. But, like, I do feel that Cuckoo moves faster than I expect for this sort of manga. Though we'll see if Yoshikawa, how much of this arc genuinely shatters the status quo. You know, we saw, like, the Erika stuff seemed to, when it was going on, back in the post-M1 arc. And then it largely kind of was forgotten about, given whatever the hell happened on that ferry that I just could not parse through. But then, yeah. Like, as of right now, they are officially a couple. You know, not just going on a date, they are going out. Going steady, if you want to use the old-fashioned terminology. And, like, it's a really cute scene all around. You know, even if I am a Nagi-Eri shipper, first and foremost, Nagi and Hiro have always been really cute. They have a really fun dynamic. The name working out is, like, really funny. At first it's sort of cute, especially leading into the money shot. And then we get the return of, like, Troll Hiro there as she, you know, twists the screws into Nagi. And then we get this really weird cliffhanger that I'm not sure if that's going to go anywhere. The only thing that, like, is not much of a cliffhanger, especially considering that the blurb has no mention of it. But also, given that really weird scene I never quite worked out what was going on with back in, I think, 120 or so. Right? It might have been, like, 119. Yeah, it's 120. When she gets him to admit that math is his favorite subject, gets Nagi to admit that, and has that weird "so he likes math." And then we see that she's the first place math student in the grade right now. Like, that feels relevant. That feels important. And I'm really curious what's gonna, like, I don't know what can come from that. What story will naturally arise from that. But I don't know. I'm curious to see what Yoshikawa does with that. So all in all, this is a really fun chapter. Moving what might be genuine, permanent forward movement on Hiro's story arc. while also doing something with Erika that I'm still curious to see what exactly is that's going to lead into. There's also some fun gags with Nagi and the Icarus gang. It's all in all a real fun time, and I'm looking forward to see more. I don't know what was up with that phrasing. Hope to see more of this series in the future. Like, it's not coming out in like 3 days. Anyway, I can't wait to see what's coming next. So with that said, I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe, or, do whatever makes you happy, And as always, your life is your own, okay? Bye!